Shalom, call Halolim Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Kodash, and Shanu Kabad Gadwala Requab, the Quanyam Nawa Wa Shalayakim Nawa. That is double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom Wabarakim Labakaryam Shalayasharala. That is peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. And as always, may a double portion of the Holy Spirit be put upon all the brothers that are still offering their bodies as a living sacrifice, pushing out this word in truth and in sincerity. This is going to be a real quick video. I just wanted to speak about certain things that I'm noticing within Israel, and specifically amongst a lot of you people that claim that you are believers, that claim that you're waiting for the Messiah, Yahweh Shai, to return. I'm not sure why I'm seeing in comments and on different videos and just talking to people, and a lot of you people that claim that you believe seem to be real distraught at all of these prophecies that are coming to pass. It's almost as if you're not really excited or looking for these prophecies to come to pass. And I'm not sure why that's the case, especially when you have scriptures like this. Luke 21 verse 34 says, "And take heed to yourselves," meaning to watch, examine yourself, or be careful, as it says in other translations. So take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts, meaning your minds, be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness. And we're going to look up some of these words. And cares of this life. A lot of you people are distraught at the Ahmaud Arbery, if that's how you pronounce his name. His killing that happened a few months ago. And then, of course, George Floyd that happened a few weeks ago, or whenever it was. And you're not really thinking on the spiritual side, understanding how the Lord is just moving his current chess pieces right now so that prophecy can be fulfilled. You guys are acting like you don't want prophecy to come to pass or something. There's no need to get out there and go out there and protest. Protest for what? To try to be equal with this devil, knowing that he's not going to share his blessing with us? No, when you get out there and you riot and you protest and you get all angry and your spirit's all, I'm just going to say you're all caught up, then that means that you're taking upon the cares of this life. And when you're doing that, you're not thinking spiritual. You're not thinking about the next world to come. You're not thinking about how Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is visiting this world that he had created, that he's created. All these things are happening for the elect's sake. I'm going to read that one more time and then continue. It says, "And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life. And so that day," meaning the day of the Lord, "and so that day come upon you unawares. For as a snare," meaning a trap, "shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the earth. Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man." And that's what we should be doing. Literally, it's not hard to do. Literally, all we have to do is watch, sit back, and allow these prophecies to unfold according to the time frame that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai wanted to happen. So watch, pray, be sober, as it says in another scripture in 1 Peter. So let's look this up really quickly. Verse 34. What I want to do is go into it in different translations. We know what it says in the King James Version. Let's look at what it says in the NIV. It says, "Be careful, or your hearts," meaning your minds, "will be weighed down with carousing, drunkenness, and the anxieties." Remember in the KJV it said, "with the cares of this life." Right here it says, "with the anxieties of this life." We can see down here in the NLT, it says carousing, drunkenness, and the worries of this life. A lot of you people that claim that you believe are getting too caught up, and you're worrying too much about these killings that happen every single day. They happen all the time around the globe. Okay, now we're living in the technological era where you're seeing these killings, or I mean even call it these murderings or murders, murderings. They're happening and we're seeing it get caught on camera. So now you're caught up in your feelings. You're getting too caught up in the cares of this life, not really considering that that's just the judgment of the Lord so that certain prophecies can come to pass. Now look at what's happening. We're seeing a lot of rioting and looting coming to pass, and is not that a part of the scriptures? Now that we've looked up some of those words briefly. Matthew 24. Remember, this is when, just to summarize, the disciples came to Yahushua and they asked him, what's going to be the signs of thy coming and of the end of the world? And verse 4 is where Yahushua started to respond. He said, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed or the Messiah, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And when it says nation against nation, it's not talking about one land versus the other. That's what it means when it says kingdom against kingdom. Right here for nation, it's really talking about on a smaller level. It's talking about your race wars, meaning one people, one nation, one nationality, one ethnicity, one people versus another. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And we're starting to see that. We're right in the beginning of that with these race wars happening. You see right now it's just certain people, or we'll say a lot of people, going out there protesting. And it's really against police brutality, injustice, we'll just even say racism just because, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of protesting against the government and the laws of the land, basically, if you will, social injustice. But it's going to get to a point now where we're going to see it verse one people versus another, as the scriptures talk about, with swords in their hand, as it says in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. So these protests that are kind of turning into riots are going to turn into race wars very soon. But verse 7 goes on to say, and there shall be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. We should be looking forward to this. It's not the beginning of sorrows for the elect. This is the beginning of sorrows for the 2/3 of our nation, and for the rest of these heathens that are here in America, and we can even say throughout various parts of the world as well. It's the beginning of sorrows for them. Why? Because they don't have this wisdom and knowledge that's meant to and that is going to keep us stable in these times to come. This is the book of Isaiah. Let's get some oldies but goodies. 33 verse 6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. One day, very, very soon, and we're kind of seeing it already manifest right now through our composure, through our chill, relaxed spirit, through us being calm. So we're already seeing that this wisdom and that this knowledge is going to truly be beneficial for us. But very, very soon, when there's famine and when more and more plagues start hitting and people start dropping dead like flies out here, and when you can't stay in your house and when there's martial law, we're going to truly see the fruits of our labor in terms of us building up our spirits, in terms of us having faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It's going to be shown, as the scriptures talk about. Let me grab that as well. It's going to be shown who are the Lord's elect, who are his chosen. Why? Because we're going to be the ones that are actually eating, because Yahushai is going to be feeding us. We're going to be protected because the holy angels are going to be watching over us. And moreover, like I was just mentioning, we're just going to have that calm, relaxed spirit because we're going to know exactly what's going on. Now isn't the time to be all distraught and to get all caught up. No. The scriptures talk about maintaining a rule over your spirit. That's in the book of Proverbs. Maintaining a rule over your spirit. Maybe I'll try to look for that. We'll see. But really quickly, let's get this. 2nd Ezra chapter 16. because it's going to get even worse. And we should be looking forward to it getting even worse. How can the kingdom of heaven be established? How can Yahushua come back if these prophecies don't come to pass? These things must happen. So when you see all these riots and these race wars and all these protesting and it gets violent and you see, I'm going to say it and be straight up. When you see all this police brutality and the ramifications because of it, understand and know that that is the judgment of the Lord. He's doing it on purpose, and it's all to fulfill prophecy. Everything comes back down to biblical prophecy. This is the book of 2nd Ezra 16, verse 16. I'm going to start. I just want to get right to the point. I'm going to start at verse 72. The point is 73. It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods. Man, I'll start at 71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. That's especially going to happen when there's a martial law. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. And the elect are going to be tried, and we're going to come out as pure gold, pure silver, and all other manners of precious stones. But that's only going to happen because right now we understand what's going on. We're building up our spirits and we have faith in the Lord. And once again, this wisdom and knowledge is keeping us stable. We're going to have full knowledge of what's going on. When martial law comes, it's not going to be a thing of, what's the best word I can say? It's not going to be something that seems like it happened out of nowhere, for lack of a better phrase. We're going to know. We're going to know that it's coming to pass because it's all biblical prophecy. Let me see if I can find this really quickly. Rule, spirit, tool. All right, R-U-L-E. See if that pops up. There it is. Proverbs 25 and 28. He that hath no rule over his spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. A city that's broken down without walls is a city that's basically, it can be penetrated. It can be overcome by its enemy. It can be easily ran down and broken into. And that's how a lot of Jakes are. And that's how we are not to be. When you see certain riots and protesting and certain things happen, you're not to get all riled up in your spirit and feel like you need to go out there and protest too. That's not going to do anything. At that point, you don't have any rule over your spirit. You need to calm down and you need to examine yourself. And you need to say, you know what? All this is biblical prophecy. Trace it always back to biblical prophecy. Everything going on in the world, trace it back to biblical prophecy. So relax, take a deep breath, and just sit back and say, you know what? The Lord that I believe in, that created heaven and earth, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that power is visiting the world which he made by all these prophecies, all these people rioting and protesting out there. Now they're talking about a second wave of the coronavirus coming. We're still seeing that there's a lack of food. Not that there's famine right now, but we know that this is the beginning of sorrows and famines and great wonders. So just sit back and be happy and be joyful that the Lord gave you this certain knowledge of what's going on in the world. So maintain this rule over your spirit right now. But that's all I wanted to say. I didn't want to make this a real quick video because it didn't have to be. This is just one of those examine yourselves video, just to make sure that you're truly in the faith as the scriptures talk about. So with that being said, I do pray that this video was edifying. Just continue to look forward to these prophecies coming to pass, no matter how bad it may seem, no matter how bad it may get. We know that it's going to get even worse, and it is what it is. All of that is biblical prophecy as well. So once again, I pray that this was edifying to the elect. Call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Akakudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.